Hello, everyone. My name is Lewis Harris. You are here at Record in Progress. It's the podcast that I created because I was relatively surprised at the reactions of the 2024 presidential election. And so I created this podcast because I felt like I could do more to affect the election in the way I wanted to see it go. And in all honesty, there's a point to bringing different people's perspectives in the grander conversation because a lot of times people are just hearing from pundits or celebrities, and we don't hear enough from the people who are living day to day, working jobs, living in communities, doing their thing. And so that's why I want to elevate those voices. So thank you for joining us. And I'm lucky to have my guest here, which is a friend that I've had for many, many years. I went to school with, and really we both have watched each other grow. And so I will turn it over to you to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Julio. I'm a longtime friend of Mr. Louis. I'm very, very honored to be on his podcast. I actually would love to inform the audience, whoever's listening, that I'm actually involved in a very cool nonprofit called Village Community Services. I'm an employment specialist. So what that means is we help those with developmental disabilities attain employment. It's really cool.
That's great. So, I mean, and that's actually one of the questions is, so what do you do? And so you work for this nonprofit that provides employment services for, you said disabled folks or
Yeah, developmentally disabled. Yeah.
the DDA, which is great. That's great, Julio. I'd actually love to make sure you're aware of some programs that the agency I work for has for the developmentally disabled community. But regardless, I'm glad you're here because you have a good perspective just from not only your work, but just your life experience. And so I also wonder if you'd be willing to tell people about your music and your creative endeavors as well.
Well, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I currently sing for a band called Heat of RXN or Heat of RXN. I do most of the singing and guitar, and it's just me and one of my other friends who I met in college. But yeah,
Awesome. Okay, well, good, good. So, in what state and city do you live in, Julio?
we reside in Everett.
In Washington State, which is great. So the next question I have for you, Julio, is what is a credential that you use most often to sell yourself on job applications?
I think my cultural background has a great effect. The fact that I speak two languages, I speak Spanish. I do mention that I do have my bachelor's degree, but I've noticed that experience and my diversity, my diverse background has really helped me. Again, experience seems to be the best selling thing in America currently with when it comes to job employment. Even for my clients, I see that the most interviews that my clients get are usually people who have experience in the field that they're looking for a job in. So
That that's interesting. I feel like you have like I want you to expand on that because
sure.
there's something there that people don't usually know.
Yeah. So in my field, so social work, I've worked for several nonprofits. I was a DSP, so a direct care professional, or as many people would say, caregivers. And that's what I did for like 6 years. And then I made my way over to job coaching. And a lot of that, if you have experience caregiving, it kind of lets employers know that you have empathetic tendencies, in my opinion. And that really sells the point too, that you're interested in actually helping people.
Sure. But I think in the job market, experience has been, or at least in Washington, I don't know about anything in the rest of the country, but uh, we have become a bit more progressive in job requirement, right? So it
Right.
used to be, oh, you have to have a degree and some experience. Now I see a lot of jobs where it says experience will cost year for year.
Yeah, there's a good and bad about that because I remember I struggled quite a bit when I graduated to find good employment because I didn't have the experience that I needed for the jobs that I wanted. So requiring or not requiring, but like just focusing on the experience aspect of it, I feel can also can also hurt too. I think a good idea. Like, oh, you have a bachelor's degree, cool. That's shows integrity or motivation or whatever. I mean, it does kind of help in a few jobs like social work. It could help, But yeah, it's one of those things where, because a lot of my clients, they just have high school diplomas, and so entry level jobs is what they're usually going for.
Okay. And I think that was part of what I wanted to get to is it sounds like you have experience, job specialist, job coach, or for these folks that you actually see the interview process, the application process and all of it, right? So interesting. How do you vote in the 2024 presidential election?
Oh, that's a good question. I voted for Kamala because, well, first of all, her credentials,
Yeah.
a Stanford, Harvard grad. I mean, that is enough for me to go, okay. But also the fact that she wasn't vulgar and she didn't disrespect my ethnicity or my race. And as somebody who works with developmentally disabled folks, she didn't make fun of them. And so, I mean, it was just kind of an easy sell for me, really. I mean, I was also not too unimpressed with Joe Biden. I think he did a fine job. I think he cleaned up a lot of Trump's mess. I thought he did fine. Yeah, he was old, but it's funny because when he was running Bernie, they said Bernie was too old, yet he's younger than him. And there's reasons, there's like conspiracies as to why I'm not, I believe that he might have not gotten the ticket. I think that really ultimately is what hurt us. The DNC did, and
Oh,
not
and you're
voting.
talking about back in 2016.
Yeah, I think it's all rooted in the fact that these are one of the reasons, in my opinion, why Kamala didn't win, because of that and other reasons. But yeah, I voted for Kamala and it was an honor to vote for a woman. It was great. I thought it was time.
I'm glad you said that too, because that was a motivating factor. And I know people will criticize that and be like, oh, you voted because she's a woman. No, I look at the world comprehensively. So not only voted for her because she's a woman, but because of her background, as you said, and some of her policies and how she speaks about things, right? So it multifaceted candidate. You're saying you didn't vote for Trump. So the
No,
next question I have for you, Ben, is what are three feelings you have about the results of the 2024 presidential election?
at first, I was really sure and positive that Kamala was going to win simply because of all the support she was getting from really, really popular people like Taylor Swift and all this stuff. I thought that was going to make a thing, but then something occurred, and this was my day to day life type stuff. Like I was going to the gym and just listening to people talk, and I mean, a lot of people wanted Trump, and I think part of the reason for that is a lot of people in our side of the aisle really don't procreate. I mean, a lot of people on the right do. So they're having kids and they're now 18 years old and voting. There's a lot of angst. There's a lot of like machismo that goes into voting for Trump. I think he's become some sort of symbol for their ideology. But I was shocked. I was also not surprised because the Electoral College is kind of antiquated. And I think it just needs a little bit of an update. What I mean? But I was shocked. I was shocked. I think that's my primary feeling, shocked. And then like, I don't know. I want to say I knew it was going to happen. I kind of called it like while it was happening the day of, I did call it. I'm like, I think Trump's going to win. And then everybody was like telling me no. And then my friend was like, oh, why did you make that happen, Julio? I'm like, it's not my fault. Yeah. I was shocked, but I was also not surprised at the same time. I know that sounds weird, but I emotional. I wasn't pissed or anything like some people were, or, like crying. I do think that we're gonna be okay. I'm not like, oh, the world's gonna end type of person, but
Did you have three feelings?
we all basically felt the same thing. It was shock, fear, and uncertainty.
Wow. Are you saying that because you've seen a couple of episodes of my podcast already, or are you just saying that because like,
Well, I'm literally just saying that. Was that on the dot? Everybody else was
well,
feeling.
and that's one of the eventualities of the show is that my plan is to, at the end of a season, which is a topic, right, to kind of wrap it up and say, these are the things that were heard from, and just tie it up in a bow and it'll be me speaking. And then I'll also be giving my answers to these questions.
I would love that. I think when you announced that you're doing a podcast, I was so quick to jump because I thought that was a brilliant idea. Because I think you're wonderful.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, you're also a friend. So with that being said,
that personal level, I am a fan of your involvement in all this stuff. So I one day hope to see your name on the ticket one day.
I know that there, right? So it's like I've been I know the responsibility. I know all of everything that's involved with it, and I just care about the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's like
I
at the
like
end of the
you.
day, like that's why I do this. That's why I'm still here.
You may not agree on everything, but I agree on most, which is what's important.
Yes. Right. So okay. So the next question I have is, what do you fear most about the next Trump presidency?
Oh man. It's so much. I think first I fear because I know we should be thinking about America, but I'm not the type, I'm not a nationalist. I'm not like America first. I'm afraid actually when I think about it, because I have a lot of friends from Ukraine. I'm actually really afraid of Ukraine and the involvement and what's going to happen to them. I'm afraid for them because they're lovely people and what's happening to them is really, really messed up. But you'll find this interesting that I'm not, I'm pro Ukraine. I'm not the type of person that's like anti-war because I know that war, it's an inevitable evil and sometimes we have to defend ourselves and defend our friends because that's what United States stands for is we're supposed to stand up for our friends, right? And our allies. But like when it comes to the Ukraine thing, that's what I'm probably most afraid of.
Thank you. I think you're the first person who's actually mentioned that was a fear. So, and that is one of the many fears out there.
That's what I thought of when it happened is that's the first thing that came to my head is, oh man,
So the next question I have is, what do you hope most about the next Trump presidency?
I don't think he's going to teach anybody a lesson. I don't think that anything valuable is really going to happen. I don't think the American people are going to learn anything from it. They're so blinded by false propaganda. They're so obsessed with the idea that media is lying to them that they have this blanket over their eyes now, and it's really tough to get through to them now. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any like. I don't think in 4 years when he's done the damage that he's done, that his supporters are going to be like, "Oh man, he was such a terrible president." You guys are right. They're not that kind of people, and America is not like that. They're not. Most of America are. They're very, as we say in Spanish, shoot this, which is kind of like another form of saying they're hard headed and nosy at the same. But I hope we can all come together again. But I've seen a lot of people on our side. And like what I did when he became president, I called my Trump supporting friend and I congratulated him. I'm like, hey, congratulations on your win. Because we have to be better than the other side, right? We have to at least try to because I hear a lot of people also be like, why don't we storm the Capitol? I'm like, that is totally not what we should do. We should not. That's not the party of peace or integrity and stuff. So we can't really. But what really bothers me is that there's nobody on the right saying, "Hey, nobody's storming the Capitol, right? Nobody's complaining. Everybody's going, okay, he won."
Right.
Most of us are kind of like, "Yeah, he won, whatever." But there
Right.
are some people denying that he won. There's still those people that are going like, "Oh, he's probably cheated or whatever." But it was a fair re-election. America voted for Trump.
I'd argue it was a fair and free election the last time too, but you get me. Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's proof that the last time it was also a fair free election, but it was close. Well, he almost won the last time as well by like a sliver. Joe Biden won, and that's my like is that Kamala ultimately just wasn't a strong candidate against Trump, unfortunately.
What? I mean, everything. I mean, we lost the House and the Senate, so like, but it's Democrats as an organization, and when I say organization, I'm talking about the people who are making decisions about how to message and like where they're going for campaigning, all of that. People taking care of Biden, like we should have some contingency plan a long time ago about health. But in my opinion, I mean, like if the Democratic Party really was threatened by Trump, like that should have been they should have been executing that as soon as he started. The next question is, What do you believe about the people who voted opposite of you?
I think there's different categories, different sorts of people. We can't, it's really hard to group people together. Well, it's easy to generalize, but really we're complex. Humans are complex, and not every Trump supporter is a racist or a bigot or a xenophobic person. I think there's, like I said, a lot of machismo. I don't think they're, I don't think that they're all racist per se. I think that unfortunately, though, his, a lot of his people that I've encountered have been a little bit on the bigoted side, more so, but not all of them are. Like my best friend, he's not a racist, not inherently. He's a very, very smart person. He's about, and he's got moral that he's got values. He's really great with other people. So I know a lot of Trump supporters who are just the kindest people. So it's like shocking to me when I hear. But one thing that I see in common is that they're usually religious, and that makes a lot of sense because, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into that, but yeah, they have those traditional values that religious people have. Like we all kind of know what that means, but most of the people, like, I mean, I was at the gym, but I really want to tell you the story. I was at the gym and I heard this guy just being a jerk, and he had like a soul patch type of mustache. He had an AK-47 shirt on, like a gun shooting type of conservative. I've talked to him. He's pleasant enough fellow, but he basically was like calling everybody who voted for Kamala the R word, which I really do not like to hear.
Artwork. Are you talking the slur word for developmental disability?
Right. The slur that they, yeah. And that was one instance. And then and another instance, like on the same day, I met another guy, really great father, really great child with good morals, goes to college, great dad. I mean, he's a great dad and a great guy, really nice Trump supporter as well. But Trump supporter is kind of like almost like this. Like I remember talking to my friend about this. He kind of like he resented that. He doesn't like titles. Like when I call him a Christian, even like he's like, I'm not a Christian, dude. I just believe in Jesus and this. I'm like, that's you're a Christian, but and he goes, well, I just voted for Trump because he was the lesser of two evils. You are a Trump supporter if you vote for that. You're supporting him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of you want to shy away from that. I mean, like it's crazy to me that I think it's the binary choice that really hurts America is the two-party system. I think because if you look at Sweden or like Switzerland, they have like hundreds of parties. I think the binary choice is what scared a lot of people, and then they were like, okay, I'll just vote for this guy then.